Hi Ben, goodness, that was...
Dan's told the story better than I possibly could, to be honest, Jane. That is really exactly what's going on across the south and the west of the UK at the moment. This is a picture not too far away from where Dan was at Porth on the north coast of Cornwall. The reason is this swirl of cloud. It looks beautiful on the satellite picture. Now, this storm has been named. It was initially named by the French Weather Service, Storm Noah. That name, if you like, has been adopted by the UK Met Office because of the impacts it is having here, particularly on the southern flank of our area of low pressure. This is the area covered by yellow weather warnings across the south of England and southwest Wales, around some of the coasts, gusting up to 75 miles per hour. We've had the odd gust even stronger than that in the most exposed spots, but even inland, some very gusty winds, some strong winds further north as well, and some big showers working through. In fact, some heavy thundery downpours and some hail thrown in for good measure.
Good afternoon. It was a fine, dry and bright start first thing this morning. Some blue sky you can see here down in Greenwich, but we've had some showers blowing through on a strengthening southwesterly to the south of London. 1 or 2 rumbles of thunder in those showers already, flashes of lightning. Now this afternoon, further heavy showers, but that wind continues to strengthen.
Any idea when those winds are going to die down?
Very gradually overnight, Clive. But before we get there, we'll take a look at some incredible footage of mountainous seas pummeling the coastline of West Cornwall. These images were sent to us by Chris Brown. The size of the waves were expected to be 8 metres high, the same height as 2 double-decker buses stacked on top of each other. And Storm Noah, named by the French authorities, has actually been causing some problems with winds gusting well over 70 miles an hour, a top gust of 96 in the Needles of the Isle of Wight. Now, we've had reports of over 17,000 people being cut off from power supplies in parts of Cumbria and Lancashire from this storm. Heathrow's had problems, and there are reports of some trees down on the railway lines west of London. So certainly worth checking before travelling if you're planning a journey tonight.
Yeah. You had an encounter today, didn't you, with a shower?
A shower, yes. I did indeed. First in the morning, and then when I left to come into work, yeah, because the heavens opened on me. It was awful.
You were soaked. I felt really bad because I laughed. I was like, oh, phew, I've told everyone it's going to rain, and it had rained, because when I went out, it was sunny.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Lucretia.
It's just too changeable for me. What's going on?
Well, it is, as you said, April showers,
Yeah.
but someone, or should I say a couple, are particularly enjoying it. Take a look at these gorgeous little pigeons. Canoodling in the rain. It's so good. It reminds me of that film, 4 Weddings and a Funeral, with Andy McDowell and Hugh Grant, when she turns around and says, "Is it raining? I hadn't noticed."
What a line.
I know.
What a line from movie history. Tell me, is there more rain on the way?
Well, there will be more rain, but it's also going to get a bit milder. Let's take a look. Hello again. I hope you had a lovely day and managed to avoid scenes like this. That is pretty fierce clouds right there. Brighter, you'll be pleased to hear, tomorrow morning, and a bit dry tomorrow. Still some showers around. Unsettled again as we head into Friday, but into the weekend things are looking a little bit milder. So as we move on into Friday, that's where things become quite changeable again. Keep an eye on the forecasts for the track of that rain. It's going to be feeling quite cool on Friday, but as we move into Saturday, the temperatures gradually start to come up, and as we head into the start of next week as well. That's it for now. I'll see you later on. Cheerio.
Chris, you got some good news for us on the way?
Yeah, well, it's going to get better, Samantha. I think that's as good as we can hope for, really, given how wet and windy it's been today. We'll take a look at one of our Weather Watch pictures. This was the Twickenham area with dark looming clouds. Of course, it's been a very windy day. A top gust of wind at Heathrow reported of 51 miles an hour. Planes have been struggling in that. Some of them have had to go around, leading to some disruption. And we've had a gust of 62 miles an hour across the northeast of Hampshire. That's indicative of some of the stronger winds. And I've heard reports of actually trains being blown down on some of the railway lines heading west of London right now. So it's a case of checking before you're travelling if you're planning a journey.
Now, just before we go, Storm Noah has brought winds of up to 75 miles per hour to some parts of the country. Coastal areas in the southwest were worst hit. Hundreds of properties left without power. The storm has brought down trees across roads and train tracks, and major motorways were also closed.
Hello, good evening. The UK's second named storm of the season, Storm Noah, has brought disruption today to many southern and western parts of the country, and there will continue to be gale force gusts for those areas overnight tonight and for Northern Ireland. Winds will ease down through the day tomorrow across the board, and it'll be rather showery with some sunshine to look forward to.